Welcome back to Youth at Hope Live, everybody.
Well, as good as that sounds, Tim, I had a thought the other day. So way back in the day, before any of these kids were in high school or middle school, we had this thing called the YAWN, which stood for Youth at Hope Weekly News. And so I was thinking.
I was a big fan of the YAWN.
I was too. Those good times, good old days. But I was thinking, what if we, instead of just saying Youth at Hope Live, what if we called this the Y'all? And so
I like the Y'all.
We welcome everybody to Y'all.
So it would go something like this. Welcome to Y'all, y'all.
Welcome to Y'all, y'all. For the first time, welcome to Y'all, y'all.
Dude, I'm excited for tonight. We've got a great lineup. We got a game show. Mandy Desilets is bringing the word tonight. And two new worship leaders again this week. I'm excited for what's going to happen. You want to tell everybody a little bit about the game show tonight?
Yeah, so I don't know. I hear there's this new dashing game show host who has some kind of fancy idea involving you and some of the other leaders, and some, there might be some pop culture, might be some pop culture related stuff. And it'd be an interesting competition. But yeah, that's coming up shortly here.
Awesome. Well, let's get right to that as long as we have the opportunity, and we'll be back in a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Welcome everybody to what I am calling Young at Heart, our first game show of the year. A little backstory behind this. I realized that I have been doing this for about 8 years now, and I feel old, but then I realized that I'm still pretty in touch with, things going on in the world, pop culture, all those different kind of things. And so I was curious as to which one of my fellow Youth at Hope staffers is in second place, because I'm just going to kind of assume first. So we have this game show that we will be participating in today, and we have our three contestants, Tim, Mandy, and Elizabeth. Gene and Mikey V are also here as some lifelines, but I will explain those in a second. So as you can see, we have a game show board here with 4 categories. We have 3 questions in each category. Each is worth a different number of points. So we have Name That Influencer. In Name That Influencer, we will show a picture of an influencer, a very popular influencer, and you have to tell us what that person's name is. Name the game. You will see a list of 3 pieces of media, only one of which is a video game. You have to tell me which one of the 3 is the video game. Lost in Slangslation. I will give to you a slang term, and you will have to tell me what the definition is. And finally, we have Lil Who. I will show you a picture of a Lil someone, along with a list of 3 potential names that complete the Lil Who. You then have to tell me which of those 3 names is the correct Lil, and if you get it correct, you'll get the points. If at any point you do not get the question right, then it will go to the person who is next in rotation. They will have an opportunity to steal. If they cannot correctly get the answer, then nobody gets the points. Any questions? No? All right. So now to the lifelines. You have 3 lifelines. You have phone a former, which is you have 1 telephone call to a former Youth at Hope student, so not a current Youth at Hope student. And if they pick up, you have the opportunity to ask them the question. If they don't pick up, you're out of luck. You have Zoom a friend, which is why Gene and Mikey V are here. They are your lifelines. You have the opportunity to ask them the question. If they can help you out and get it right, congratulations. Lastly, you have Second Wind, which is you have the opportunity to answer one of the questions twice. So, like I said, for a couple of them, there's 3 potential answers that it'll give you. If you're stuck between 2 and you want to try both, then you can use it. All right, so we are going to go in the order in which you show up on my screen, which is Tim, Mandy, and then Elizabeth. So, Tim.
All right.
Pick a category.
Pick a hot hand. Let's go with a Name That Game for 100.
All right.
Biscuit.
The game for 100. All right, so your options are The Last of Us Part 2, The Way Back, or The Hunt. Which one of those is the actual game?
Let's go with the Last of Us Part 2.
The Last of Us Part 2 is correct.
Hi.
Right, 100 points.
That might be for the win, Taylor.
Tim, it could be. We will find out exactly how much you guys can get. But Tim is off to an early lead, a commanding lead, I will say, to start off. But we'll see where this goes. All right. So, Name the Game for 100 is off the board. Mandy, you are up next.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm going with Lost in Slanglation.
All right. For
100.
100. All right. Your slang is stan. What does stan mean?
It's something. Do I get options?
No, this category, you do have to just come up with the piece of slang.
It's a guy. It's a guy, but it's probably some specific kind of guy. But I don't know what that is. So, it's a guy.
It's a guy. Unfortunately, I mean, although kind of true, that is not the slang meaning behind stan. So, Elizabeth, you have the opportunity to steal. Can you tell me what stan means?
I mean, I probably would have. My guess is as good as Mandy's. I think it's like a generic guy, like that has nothing special about them. Like that's someone who has nothing special about them.
I mean, although probably true in real life context, unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. To stan something is to either stand with or be a fan of an idea or a person. So,
Right now.
so if you are like, let's say you are a fan of a specific music artist, you stan that music artist.
Oh. Thanks, Biscuit.
You're welcome. This is educational as well. So, all right. So, Elizabeth, it is your turn to pick a category.
I'm gonna go with Name the Game for 200.
Name the Game for 200. All right. So your three choices are The Secret Garden, An American Pickle, or Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I will go Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps is correct.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Elizabeth takes
Wow.
the lead, 200 to 100. All right.
I thought I was going to have a 50-50 shot at 200 points there.
You guys are 2 for 2 on the game category. So, Tim?
That was just
Choice.
a pure guess. Well, let's finish the game category and knock it out. Name
right.
the game for 300.
Name the Game for 300. Your choice. All right, so your choices are Cyberpunk 2077, Project Power, or Bloodshot.
Not feeling good about these, but I'm going to use a lifeline in Mr. Mikey V. He's got a big gamer at home, and Eric. And I'm hoping that maybe he's heard of some of these.
That is knowing your lifelines. All right,
What do you got for me, Mr.
Mikey V, are you there?
Oh, I think I might be. Am I?
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Help me out, buddy.
So I can be heard.
Yes.
When I was a young child, we used to play video games, and these were none of those from my future. Yeah, Tim, I have no clue. I don't know. Just close one eye and pick.
Yeah, so we've got Cyberpunk. I just between the two of us, I don't know. It is a free shot then.
Yeah,
Let's go with Mike. As long as you're with me, you're my lifeline. How do you feel about Cyberpunk 2077?
Sounds great.
All right, final answer.
All right, you're going with Cyberpunk 2077?
We are.
Cyberpunk 2077 is the right answer.
Yeah, baby!
All right, so a clean sweep for the Name the Game category. Surprising enough.
What may not be known by you guys is that's when Tim and I will both be turning 100 years old.
Yes.
Wow.
It's absolutely true. 2077. I will be on.
All right. So Tim, that puts you in the lead with 400, which is twice Elizabeth's score. Mandy gets to get on the board, but she has an excellent opportunity here. Mandy, what would you like to do?
Okay, name that influencer 100.
Name that influencer for 100 points.
At least I'll get options. Oh, that's Jojo Siwa.
Jojo Siwa is the correct answer. All right. Mandy's on the board with
Wow.
100 points. All right. Elizabeth, to you.
Well, now that my favorite category is gone,
Big gamers in the Youth at Hope.
let's do Little Who for 100.
Lil Who for 100. All right, Elizabeth, is this Lil Romeo, Lil Mosey, or Lil Baby? For the record, all of these are actual Lils that do exist, but only one is the correct answer.
Lil Mosey.
You're going to go with Lil Mosey? Lil Mosey is the correct answer. All right.
It's ridiculous. This game is rigged.
The $100 questions are supposed to be the easiest ones. So,
True.
all right.
That's
Big
true.
fan. We have a big fan in our youth group. Shout out to Carolyn Keller. Big Lil Mosey stan. I can tell you that much right now. All right. So, Tim, goes back to you.
Say a Lil Who for 200.
Lil Who for 200. All right. Is this Lil Pump, Lil Tay, or Lil Yachty?
I've never heard of all three of these. I'm sure Mandy's a veteran. I'm going to give her a 50-50 shot. Let's go with Lil Tay.
Lil Tay is incorrect. All right. So, Mandy, it goes to you.
First big X.
Opportunity to score 200 points here for free.
Eeny, miny. I like Yachty. We're going with the Yachty.
Going with Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty is the correct answer. Lil Tay could not be any different than this man. I can tell you that much right now. She's, I think, a 15-year-old little girl.
Lil Tay, I apologize. Humbly apologize. I'll have to take a listen tomorrow.
It's not worth it, trust me. All right. So, Mandy, now this is your category to pick.
Okay, name that influencer for 200.
All right. Mandy, who is this?
Can you get options?
No options on this one. This one's just a picture.
I have no idea. I can't even guess.
Do you have a lifeline?
You
Oh,
do have
yeah,
lifelines. You have lifelines.
Mikey V.
Going with Mikey V.
I'm going with Mikey. Maybe he knows who this is.
Mikey V.
That's so very unfortunate for you. And I'm supposed to know who this guy is?
Yep, you're supposed to know.
He is one of the most popular people on the internet.
Well, you know, I knew who Lil Mosey was because I looked like him when I was 13.
You did. A little bit.
I got a picture I can share later, but this is one of the most popular people on the interwebs.
An absolute YouTube megastar.
Oh, YouTube. I don't get that channel. Yeah, I think maybe you should ask Gene for this one.
No.
You said Gene, right?
No way.
All right. So is this a no answer?
A no answer because
All right. Which means it goes to Elizabeth. Elizabeth,
make up a name.
who this is.
His name's Steven.
Close. His
Or
name
Stan.
is David Dobrik. His name is David Dobrik, and he is one of the most popular YouTubers on the internet. He has a regular vlog that he puts out, and it is very, very popular. He also gives lots of free cars and stuff to his friends and people living. So, very popular guy. All right, so no points that round. Reminder, Elizabeth, I think you still have all 3 of your lifelines. You each have 2 left. Which means now it's Elizabeth, your choice.
I will go with Little Who for 300.
Lil Who for 300, closing out the category. All right, Elizabeth, is this Lil Peep, Lil Scrappy, or Lil Uzi Vert?
Let's go with Little Peep.
Lil Peep is incorrect. So, Tim, it goes to you. 50-50 shot. Lil Scrappy.
Good. Can I use a lifeline here as a second? Or no?
You could. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's use that second wind, right? I get both answers.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a smart choice here, Tim. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I would say, and my option would have been number 1. I was guessing Little Uzi Vert, but that would be my first answer.
That is correct. It is.
So I don't even need to use my lifeline.
Lil Uzi Vert, but you already used it.
Oh, that's okay. There's no multiple choice questions left anyway.
All right. All right, so that means we have completed the name the game category and the Lil Who category. Still got a couple spots left. And Tim, it is your choice.
That's right. I believe we have 3 left, Taylor. We got Lost in Slangwation 2, 3, and Name That Influencer 3, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right, let's go Lost in Slangwation 200.
200, all right, Tim. What does FYP stand for?
Oh, good.
No idea. Let me see if I get a call here, though.
All right, who are you calling?
I'm going to reach out to Andrew Villette.
Andrew Villette. Can we get Andrew Villette? Find out.
And give him a ring.
Can you put it on speaker, Tim?
I will. That's right. Hey, Andrew. What's going on?
We got
a little Ethan Hope game show going on tonight. And I have a Lost in Slangwation category. And I'm looking for the definition of FYP.
F1.
Yes. No clue?
Oh, For You page.
A For You page.
For You page. Is that what you're going with?
That's what we're going with.
For You page is the correct answer.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Awesome.
200 points to Tim. All right. For You page, popular on TikTok.
All right, man. See you later.
Kind of the feed area, if you will, where all the new stuff pops up. All right. So we've got 2 questions left. Mandy, which one would you like?
I'm gonna complete the category with Name That Influencer.
All right. Going for Name That Influencer for 300. Mandy, who is...
Well, I'm gonna guess because the only influencer that I've heard of in the past few weeks, and I'm not 100% sure on her name, but is it Charlie D'Amelio or something like that?
I will help you out with that. It's Charlie D'Amelio. Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Oh man! Well, it was a guess.
Elizabeth?
I had a name.
I am going to lifeline Jean.
The lifeline, Jean. All right, Jean, can you help out Elizabeth?
I think I might be able to.
Okay.
I'm going to say that's Kylie Jenner.
Okay. Elizabeth, Are you going with that answer?
Yeah, I will go with whatever Gene says.
Or Kardashian, whatever name they go by.
It is
Sorry.
Jenner. It is Jenner. Unfortunately,
Jenner.
that is also incorrect.
Oh,
Mandy, you were so close. This is actually Charlie's older sister, Dixie D'Amelio.
Oh my gosh.
So from the same family, but not the right D'Amelio,
Oh, no.
unfortunately.
Hey, come on.
So close. All right. Which leaves us with Elizabeth. You are finishing off Lost in Slanglation. This one you might recognize from your, days, but it is not the same POG. Can you tell me what POG means?
Why don't you give me 3 options and I'll see if I can figure it out.
I'm not gonna do that, but I mean, you do have a lifeline.
I know, but what if they don't answer?
Well, at least
Well, then
you
you're
tried.
you're no different place than you would be now.
Right. I am going to try Rebecca Hamlin.
Hmm.
That's a good. That's a good phone a friend right there.
Mhm.
Phone a former.
Hi.
Hey, Rebecca. So I'm on this game show for Youth at Hope right now.
Okay.
And so you can say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
And I am in the slang category. And so I need to know the definition of POG.
The definition of pog?
P-O-G, POG.
I have no clue. Can I look it up or no?
No.
Taylor says no. He's the host.
Okay. Wait. What's the topic called, or what's the theme of it?
Slang terms. So
Swag terms.
Slang.
Slang terms.
So
Mhm.
we're looking for a definition of the word POG.
Pog. Pog. I'm gonna say like a pork hot dog. Call it a pog.
Was that a pork hot dog?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that is not the correct answer. Tim, you have the opportunity to steal. Thank you, Rebecca, for trying.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rebecca.
Bye.
I do not know the definition of POG.
Do not know the definition of POG. Okay, so the definition of POG is mostly used in the gaming community. It is kind of an expression of excitement or happiness. So when something happens, some people say or exclaim, POG. I don't blame you all that much for not knowing that one. That one is pretty recent, like definitely more recent than anything else that we've talked about today. But with that, our final scores are Mandy and Elizabeth tied with 300 points, and Tim Desolate with 900.
Oh my gosh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your second most up-to-date Youth at Hope staffer is Mr. Tim.
This kid is leagues beyond me.
Hey, we can't all be 27. So that concludes our game show for tonight. Thank you to all of our contestants and all of our lifelines for participating. Round of applause. Ben editing around me. That's all we got for your game show tonight. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was fun, Tim. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't expecting you to pull it off, but you did it, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I actually had my money on Mandy when she pulled out that JoJo Siwa. I thought I was doomed. I thought she was going to get all 3 of the influencer categories. So I lucked out with a couple things a couple things I do and a couple things I guessed, and a solid lifeline from Andrew Villette. I probably owe that guy lunch.
That was a well timed call. I mean, biggest surprise for me. Who knew? Youth at Hope staff, big gamers.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Big gamers. I had heard of the first, but that third one was a total shot in the dark. So, hey, we are going to do more of those in the coming weeks, and we hope to involve more Youth at Hope students. You never know if you get a text from Taylor or Tim early in the week, what that might include. And so definitely don't hesitate to get back to us. And we hope to replace leaders on these y'all game shows in the very near future. And soon enough, we certainly hope to be doing those in person as well. So we're looking forward to that. Hey, Taylor, we've got Mandy tonight opening up our series of messages in a brand new series that I'm going to let her introduce in just a minute. But she said she'd be here, and she's not yet. So I guess we'll have to wait.
Oh, so I guess we just wait.
You should just show up. I think. Maybe I'll give her a text here.
You see that Phillies game yesterday?
I don't want to think about anything that's happened in Philly sports the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's not been great.
No, it hasn't been pretty.
No.
Yeah.
So you said just a couple.
You said just a minute.
Okay.
Let me go check. Nothing over here.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I was mourning my loss. Anyway, isn't waiting the worst? We've been doing a lot of waiting over the past 6 months or so. Waiting for the pandemic to end, waiting for things to get back to normal, please. Waiting for people to make all these big important decisions about what we can and can't do. Waiting for our favorite shows to come back or our favorite restaurant to reopen. So much waiting. And waiting is hard. Waiting is hard when there's a defined near future time when the waiting will end, right? Like when you ordered that thing from Amazon and you know the package is guaranteed to arrive by Wednesday at 9 p.m. So yes, even 2-day shipping can be hard. Waiting is harder when there is a defined far future time when the waiting will end, like June 15th-ish, 2021, which will be the last day of school, at least if you're in Upper Marion, or maybe like June of whatever year you are going to be graduating from high school. But waiting is the hardest when there is no defined time when the waiting will end or when this thing will happen. Because what you're waiting for is completely out of your control and either in the hands of another person or in circumstances that you can't arrange or control. So over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing a series called Wait For It. Because even if there wasn't a global pandemic going on, your high school years can feel like a big waiting game, where it feels like there's always something on the horizon that you can see, but it just feels so far away and feels like it's not happening. And patience is one of the most important things that God wants to grow and develop in our hearts and minds. In fact, a mature believer in Jesus can often be recognized by the patience they exhibit in their everyday lives with other people, but mostly with God and the circumstances around them that they can't control. So over the next few weeks, we're going to look at some of the kings who were appointed to lead God's people, the nation of Israel in the Old Testament. Some of these kings were really great because they put their trust in God and then obeyed what God told them to do. Some of these kings were really terrible And that's because they didn't put their trust in God and they didn't do what God asked them to do. And a lot of this, even for them, came down to waiting and patience. So the first king we're going to look at is, in fact, the very first king of Israel, King Saul. Saul was chosen for his physical appearance. He was strong and tall, and Israel wanted a mighty king who would lead them and protect them. And he did a good job with that at first. He did trust God and he did obey what God commanded him to do until his tragic downfall. So you've probably heard that the crown was taken away from Saul and David was anointed to be the next king before Saul was even dead. So you might think that this tragic downfall was some huge event where Saul blatantly disobeyed God or did some terrible big thing. But it wasn't. Here's the real story. 1 Samuel 13, 5 through 14. The Philistines assembled to fight Israel with 3,000 chariots, 6,000 charioteers, and soldiers as numerous as the sand on the seashore. They went up and camped at Michmash, east of Beth Aven. When the Israelites saw that their situation was critical and their army was hard pressed, they hid in caves and thickets among the rocks and in pits and cisterns. Some Hebrews even crossed the Jordan, they really ran away, to the land of Gad and Gilead. Saul remained at Gilgal, and all the troops with him were quaking with fear. He waited 7 days, the time set by Samuel, the prophet, but Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and Saul's men began to scatter. So he said, "Bring me the burnt offering and the fellowship offerings." And Saul offered up the burnt offering. Just as he finished making the offering, Samuel arrived, and Saul went out to greet him. "What have you done?" asked Samuel. Saul replied, "When I saw that the men were scattering, and you did not come at the set time, and the Philistines were assembling at Michmash, I thought, now the Philistines will come down against me at Gilgal, and I have not sought the Lord's favor. So I felt compelled to offer the burnt offering." "You have done a foolish thing," Samuel said. "You have not kept the command the Lord your God gave you. If you had, he would have established your kingdom over Israel for all time. But now your kingdom will not endure. The Lord has sought out a man after his own heart and appointed him," that's David, "ruler of his people, because you have not kept the Lord's command." Okay, so because Israel was a nation that was led by God and protected by God, it was customary and commanded by God that they offer a sacrifice before the battle to seek the Lord's favor before the battle. So this sacrifice symbolized their dependence on God and not their own strength to win the battle. And apparently Samuel, the prophet, was the one who needed to offer the sacrifice, not anybody else. And this would have been all fine and dandy if the circumstances were going in their favor and if Samuel had shown up at the appointed time, but instead they were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So there was a time set by Samuel himself, 7 days, but the 7 days came and went, and things were totally falling apart. Soldiers were deserting and hiding, and the situation was deteriorating by the hour. It did not look good, and they were quaking with fear. And so Saul made his tragic choice. It probably didn't even seem like a big deal at the time, like something must have delayed Samuel. It's not like they had cell phones or any way of communicating with each other over a long distance. So Saul did what he thought was the next best thing. Just offered the sacrifice himself. Like they needed to get things moving here or they were going to be defeated. And of course, doesn't life always work this way? Just as he had finished making the offering, here's Samuel, he showed up. And Samuel announces that this single decision that Saul made in lack of patience would be the end of his throne and his reign as king. Ouch. The decisions that we make while we're waiting are really important. In our phone in hand, access to whatever we want, whenever we want it mentality that we live in, it's really hard to put our faith in a God who doesn't usually do things fast. It's really hard to put our faith in a God who doesn't seem to be showing up or doing anything, even when the situations around us seem to be deteriorating. But it's the decisions that we make in those times that are indicators of our faith. If our faith is really in God or if it's not. It just seemed like a logistical, simple thing to have Saul make the sacrifice, but in the end, it was a huge deal. When we don't see God doing what we want him to do or showing up in our situations and in our world, our tendency is to do the next best thing, whatever we think is best. And the problem is not in the doing of the stuff. It's our heart's posture of, God isn't doing this, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this thing or do this thing my way. So what is it for you? What are you waiting on? Where are you waiting for God to show up in a situation in your life where it doesn't seem like he's doing anything? What change in circumstances or situations are you hoping for that doesn't seem to be coming? And what thoughts are you having in your mind about how you wish you could just do something, or you could take charge, or you could make it all better in your own way? Sometimes, maybe there is something that God's calling you to do, but maybe there isn't. Maybe he's just asking you to wait for it, to wait and see what he's gonna do. Either way, he's always calling you to seek him, to pray, to ask him to teach you how to listen to him, how to really see what he is doing, so that you don't step outside of what he's doing and do your own thing. He's calling you to ask him to show you what it looks like to wait well. And that's what we're going to talk about over the next few weeks, this Sunday and the following Sundays. And so I hope you'll join us for small groups on Sunday night. I'm so excited for you to talk about these things and different topics about waiting and waiting to see what God's going to do. Let's pray. God, thank you that you work on your own timeline, that you don't do things the way that we think they should be done, the way we think is best, because you have a much better plan and we just have to wait for it. And so God, I pray that you would open our hearts, that you would help us to seek you and learn how to listen to you, learn how to see you at work, that we would grow in our patience and trust in waiting for you to do the amazing things that you and only you can do. In your name, amen. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for that awesome message, Mandy. It's certainly something that I've struggled with in this time frame, is learning to wait. I just want things to happen now. And I think of worship in that same way too. I think if you asked a lot of Youth at Hope high schoolers, especially our worship team, one of the things we've looked forward to most in this time going forward is to be back together to worship in person together. And while some days that seems like it should be right around the corner, some days it still seems really, really far away. And so as we enter a time of online worship today with Lindsay and Kayla and Rachel, I just ask you to take a minute and to set aside some of the distractions, put your phone down, stay off the chat for a little bit, and just worship with us as if we were all together.
My heart is breaking in a way I thought it never could. My mind is racing with the question, are you still good? Can you make something from the wreckage? Would you take this heart and make it whole again? Though the mountains may be moved into the sea, though the ground beneath might crumble and give way, I can hear my Father singing over me. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
You're the resurrection that we've waited for. You buried the night and came with the morning. You're the King of heaven. The praise is yours. The longer the quiet, the louder the chorus. Oh, 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 oh. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead and gone with the winner. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. We're coming back to life, reaching toward the light. Your love is like springtime. You're the living water, God, we thirst for you. The dry and the barren will flower and bloom. You're the sun that's shining, you restore my soul. The deeper you call us, oh, the deeper we'll go. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead and gone with the winner. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. We're coming back to life, reaching toward the light. Your love is like springtime. Come tend the soil, come tend the soil of my soul. And like a garden, and like a garden I will grow. Oh, I will grow. Come tend the soil, come tend the soil of my soul. And like a garden, and like a garden I will grow. I will grow. I will grow. I will grow. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead and gone with the winner. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. We're coming back to life, reaching toward the light. Your love is like springtime, like springtime.
Thanks, ladies. What a powerful time of worship we were able to have together today. As we close out today, just a couple announcements to remind you all. I hope we see you all in person on site on Sunday night. High school small groups starting at 6. They were awesome last week. We're going to do a little bit of a shuffle this week and shake up the groups a little bit for a couple weeks. We're super excited about that. Invite some friends, come on out. It's going to be a great time to learn and grow together. Middle school students, if you're watching, 7th and 8th grade, you came on strong last week. with your small groups, 4:30 to 5:30. We've got another great game this week, more great material. Invite your friends, remind them to come out to for 5th through 8th graders. And lastly, for Upper Marion high school students, there's an FCA meeting this Friday. You can get that information from Kendall or from Mackenzie, or you can certainly email me as well. If you're watching this and you've got questions in general about what's going on with Youth of Hope or how we can get involved in a different way, don't hesitate to reach out to me, tim@hope-cc.org. Look forward to seeing you guys Sunday night, and then again on next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.